Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here with all my friends. Yesterday was my birthday, and today is this beautiful person's birthday. Hi, Crissy.
Hello! Happy birthday!
And she doesn't know this, but we're also celebrating Lori's birthday! Surprise!
Happy birthday!
We're surprising Crissy.
Happy birthday, Lori!
Yay!
Well, thank you. Thank you.
How crazy is that?
That's
September
awesome.
9th, September 10th, and September 12th.
I love it.
So
Love it.
awesome.
It's a good month.
That's
Yes.
so awesome. And then, of course, we have some people that want to say happy birthday.
Yay!
Hello.
And-
Hello! That's the best birthday ever!
I sent a message to everybody, like all of you, and I was like, "Do you guys want to be here?" And they're like, "Heck yeah!"
Yes! I love turning my volume up. Yay! That's good.
Just don't look at my house. It's a mess. We're moving in. But
We
Oh,
can't
you're
even tell.
good. You're good. You're
Can't even
good.
tell. How has the move been?
Huh?
I said, how has the move been?
Oh yeah, Christy, how has the move been?
going, it will be going for months. But it's all good.
That's for sure.
Are you tired? Tired,
It's
yeah.
okay. We're here for the party.
Yeah. Kyle, hello, sir. I wish I had one. Hi, Mary.
I have any nice
Hi.
I have a Nerf ball.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
It's
Okay,
awesome.
let's see our friends. Let's see who's in here. Kristen was here super early. She said she left a message. Jane was here. And let's see. Melanie is here. Yay! And perfectly blessed. Hello, my friend. And Nutter is here. Yay! Thank you, Jane. Thank you. And my mom is in the house. And hello, my friend. How are you? Awesome. So, so you have any plans for your birthday? Lori, happy picker.
Going out for steak dinner.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
That's true kind of dinner. Look at him.
And then
Oh, yeah,
next
hold on.
weekend, next
We're
weekend they
trying
have
something for you guys. Hold on. Yeah, look who's there.
Kyle needs his own square.
Chewy's ready to go get himself a cow.
And then let me see if I can add her in here. I don't know how many people we can have in here. Let's see.
All of the people.
All the people.
Oh man, it says up to 6 people. Okay, babe, I'm gonna take you out. Love you, buddy.
Bye, Jane.
Okay.
we had
Yay!
Melanie.
Babe, you're on mute.
You're on, yeah.
We can't hear
Still
you.
on mute.
Try it again.
I'm doing it. Hang on. There So it's Lori's birthday too, and she thought she was gonna get by with it, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I told her, hey, I want to surprise Crissy, so get on here early. And he's like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, and then he's like, can I have the hats and the thing? I'm like, yes.
You guys
And
are
then, of course, I surprised her.
Hell
You surprised Lori too.
My phone's falling down. Look at that. There it goes.
Put it all like going this way.
There you go.
Right. Pretty background.
Yep, Chewy has a little camera, but not anymore. Oh my goodness.
What y'all do for y'all's birthday?
Say again.
Say it again.
What y'all do for the birthdays?
Go ahead, Crissy, you first.
Oh, me? Well, today was my birthday, or is still my birthday. So I did laundry. That was fun. And then I took a nap. And then we had family dinner, so that was nice. And then so it was kind of an off day because so tomorrow night we'll have dinner for like the family, like my daughter and her boyfriend will join us. We're gonna go to a Mexican restaurant called Don Julio's. So Chris Coco knows where that is. So it's over in a place called Lake Nona. So that's a really nice area. So we're gonna go there. Yeah, so we're going to go there tomorrow night. And then last night we ate from one of my favorite restaurants over here called Aztecas. So it's a Mexican restaurant. I love Mexican restaurants. I can't help it. I love Mexican food.
I do too. We have a lot too, so we're never out of anything. So
yeah, so can't help it. I love it. So that's what we're doing. So my birthday month, just love it. So yeah, that's what we did. Coco, what'd you do?
Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna take some people out, but don't leave because I'll keep putting you guys in if you want, or if not, then whatever. Whatever you guys want. Okay. There's 2 people here that just joined us, so I'm gonna take Christy and Mary out, and then I'll get you guys back in. Okay. Okay. And look who's here! Yeah!
Right, Christina! That's awesome!
Hey guys!
That is awesome!
Man, I wish I could put more people in here. I thought I could.
10 people.
It says 6. Hold on.
it may just be 6.
Oh, I have to upgrade.
That's lame.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I probably will be here a whole terribly long amount of time. I won't crash the party too long, but I had to step in and say happy birthday to Crissy, happy belated birthday to Coco. And Lori, when is your birthday?
The 12th. 2 days.
Nice. You guys know mine's the 23rd.
I know.
So many September birthdays. I mean, it must be a month for fantastic people to be born.
Absolutely. Go, 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 go.
That's awesome.
I told Coco earlier, y'all are special because I had to comb my hair and glue my teeth in and raise them around. Shave my mustache.
Much chance to do much of that. Drew ran with me tonight. We literally just got back from our run and whooped down some food, and then I jumped on here and I'm like, I don't really look like I'm ready for a live, but anything for Coco.
Oh my God, I love it.
Aw, thank you for being here. This is awesome.
Yeah,
Huh, Ryan?
Spicy's birthday is the 24th. All right, next.
How are you guys, Ryan and Christine?
Doing good.
Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. I wish I could put everyone in here. Yeah, everyone.
There's an echo somewhere.
Echo.
Not me.
It's us.
It's you?
I hope it's not me. I'm on my phone instead of my computer tonight. I literally just grabbed the phone and ran down here.
Maybe it's Stu's mic. Is Stu's mic up?
Is Chewy still gonna sing everybody happy birthday?
Is Chewy gonna sing? Yeah, maybe we'll sing happy birthday.
What is that?
So you're gonna sing happy birthday?
He just totally ignored that.
He did. He did. Chewy's in the zone.
Nice.
Sing happy birthday to everybody. Rachel, put you on the spot.
Somebody's got to
I'm trying to see if that's me.
Who's that?
Hey, y'all, I think it's my internet.
Is it you? Okay. Melanie, I'll let you.
Thank you.
Bye, Mama. Okay.
No.
Still there. Hello.
Is it your YouTube up?
Thanks. Is it you?
Rachel's the only one without echo.
I don't have an echo. I'm on
I
my
have an
phone.
echo? Yeah, I have an echo.
We'll figure it out.
I don't even hear it. I don't even hear y'all's echo.
All right, babe. Now sing.
Mary just on the side over there. Hey, Mary, high five.
Happy birthday
Huh?
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Crissy.
Let this be the thing that gets a copyright strike for Coco. It's a robot,
Is Rachel frozen?
Good job, honey.
That was nice.
Who's that?
Chewy, put them guns away, bro.
Put the what?
Guns away.
Heads away?
The guns.
The gun.
Oh, the
I called
All right,
Crissy
I see
earlier.
who's in the chat.
That's funny.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, the echo is pretty bad, huh?
I can't even hear it. It must be me because I can't hear it. Is it me?
Okay, let me
Am I
take
the drama?
No, you're just very quiet.
All right, let me take Rachel out and then take Crystal. Hold on.
Oh, that's
Hello.
hello.
Yep, that's
Oh,
Rachel.
it is Rachel.
Aw.
Rachel.
Dang it, Rachel.
Boo, Rachel.
Rachel.
You should know better than that.
Rachel.
Hold on, let's say goodbye to Rachel. Okay, Rachel.
I'm out of here. Bye. I'll be in the chat, guys.
I love you.
Chill.
Bye, Mama. There you go. Now I hear an echo.
Very good replacement for Rachel, but that's okay.
Aw.
Wow, look at all the people we have in here. Holy smokes.
I know. We have Nicole and Joe in the house. Junk Monkey. Rob, hi, Rob.
Will?
I saw Will.
Let's see who else is in here. Oh, Reseller Madness. Hey, Will. Someone's speakers are too high. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
I'm whipping Joe in fantasy football, by the way.
Oh.
I missed the echo. It sounded like my brain usually does.
Seahawks got a whooping today.
Hey, Freaky Pie.
Geno Smith.
Hey, Roman. What's up?
Roman.
It's okay. It's okay, Rachel. We love you.
Coco, I don't know if I heard or if there was an answer, but Lori, what are you doing for your birthday?
Well, besides going out for steak dinner, there's a place that gives you free steak on your birthday here. But there's also highway sales out up north of us next weekend. So we're going to spend Thursday and Friday doing the highway sales.
That's so. There's a place that gives you free steak dinner.
Yeah.
I think she wants to know where that is.
I want to know where that is.
I want to know all of it.
Can you get here? Well, I think they close at 9, Crissy. So
Yeah.
What's the name of the
it has
place?
to be on your birthday. You can only get it the day of your birthday.
Okay.
Wow. That's
maybe
amazing.
Where you at? Where do you live?
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas, honey. He goes, we're on our way. Where you live?
Road trip.
Road trip. And
Road
then,
trip.
And then
you go
next
to
week I get to meet Mary.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
Please
In
record.
Seattle.
I'm going to get Mary. Let's go, Mary.
Please record. You have to record.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
So are you going to Mary or Mary's coming to you?
We're going to Seattle. She's
Woo!
gonna come pick me up and show me the sites. Well, the thrifting sites.
You did?
Yeah.
That is so exciting.
Oh my God.
Downtown Seattle, Goodwill Bins. So there's I live all the way up at the north border, like up by Canada. So Seattle's an hour and a half from me. And there's one in Everett just before Seattle. Then there's one in Seattle. Then there's one in Renton and one in Kent. And then I think that the next one isn't until Vancouver, Washington. But like, if you wanted to road trip around the Pacific Northwest, there's like 8 or 9 between here and Middle Oregon.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you get there?
I'm going to see Mary a week from Tuesday, so a week after my birthday.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
When are y'all gonna come over here to Florida?
I know, right? I was just talking to Karen about that.
Need to go to Florida. Need to go to Texas.
I was like, Chrissy's like, I got a new house. Come on down.
Yeah. Christy has a house by the lake. Sleepover.
Come hang out.
That's
Crissy Finds. They were in Northport, so that was like 3 hours from us. I was suffering. I was like, I want to go and hang out with them. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They were so close, yet so far away.
Sure.
And Rob, you're only like I don't know, you're probably 9 hours from me.
So that's a lot for us.
He's offering to cook free steak dinners.
I'm thinking we could totally go there and back in a day.
Let's go. Road trip to Rob's house.
all of us show up on the same day. Rob be like, okay, I'm going to the steakhouse. Let's go.
Let's get the grill ready. Rob says, Roman says, me and Ryan will stop by.
Yeah.
We'll cook you some barbecue. We'll smoke you some good barbecue in Texas if you come. Doesn't even have to be your birthday.
Yes.
Crissy, Christopher Nutter wants you to talk about his gift to you.
Well, okay. So Christopher was so thoughtful. He sent me some really sweet items from his area. And so I got some pure maple syrup. Pure maple syrup.
Oh, yum.
I know. My family, we do like to cook with maple syrup, by the way. And then we love to eat honey. So that's from his area. And then he got me this really beautiful.
Yeah. I'm going to make you bigger.
Oh, okay. And then he got me this really beautiful necklace.
Pretty.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And of course, nothing would be complete without a sign. Thank you, Christopher. I love it. And then my daughter got me these beautiful flowers. So she put them in a very pretty vase of mine. I love them. Yes. Yes. I love them all. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. He was so excited. He was texting me privately like, Coco, I sent Crissy this. Coco, it's on its way. Coco, I'm so excited. He was so excited to send that stuff to her.
Very
so
sweet. Yes. And my son makes these cookies. They have the maple syrup in them. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to try what he does with the maple syrup. It's gonna be awesome. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you.
Sweet.
That's
Very
awesome.
thoughtful. Yeah, I was very thoughtful. Thank you.
For dinner last night, hubby took bacon and made the bacon all up in strips and then dipped the bacon in pancake batter
Oh
and
my
threw
God.
that on.
Oh.
It was
That on a
so
reel.
good.
Oh my
So
God.
good.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
never go back.
We had to get bacon, and then you had batter.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Just forget it.
Yeah, Chewy loves to he loves to cook and he likes to invent stuff. So that was pretty good too.
Yeah, and, at work, there's an old supervisor that always did that. He always took the bacon and then put pancake batter over it. And
Yeah.
Have you ever done deep fried pickles with dill pickles with pancake batter?
no, but I would like to try that.
It's good. It's a sweetie. It's like a
Salty sweet.
sweetness to it.
Yeah.
So it really is yummy.
The only thing I have like close to like, well, just drinking it is with moonshine.
Yeah.
So
That
You love
works.
the moonshine.
yeah, it's really good.
Chewy, your mommy in right here. Like me some moonshine. It was not a little, I swear.
Peach moonshine is delicious.
I like apple pie moonshine.
I don't like moonshine, but he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol. I'm not that fun.
You're a load of fun
Oh,
without
I
alcohol.
forgot last time.
You're a load of fun without it. You're good. You're good.
No, that's right. That's right.
Don't eat it. It's all good.
Can you imagine me with alcohol? Oh my gosh. I don't think that'd be pretty.
Should be in the toilet. Should be in the toilet for sure.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God.
Abby and I were in the store the other day and I was like, okay, I don't know what you got into today, but you're just like an Energizer battery and you keep going and you won't stop. So, like, shh, for a second. And she goes, Mom, do you need a bottle of wine to take home with you? And I said,
my God.
no. And she goes, well, you know, that's what the moms do. They grab a bottle of wine when they can't handle life. And I said, okay, I don't like the fact that number one, that's getting normalized in our society.
Right.
Oh my God.
And number two, when have you ever seen me grab a alcoholic beverage when I can't handle life?
Or three, say it out loud. Say it.
She heard. The little bird is right there.
I did not do anything.
Yeah, liar. Your pants are on fire. Your pants are on fire.
Or say it out loud. We said say it out loud. We never say it out loud, Abby. Us moms think it. We just try not to say it out loud.
Yeah, yesterday we went to like a Spanish festival, and it wasn't I thought it was gonna be something different, and it was very different, and it was so hot. Like it said that it was gonna be like 92 degrees, but it felt, I don't know if it was the humidity or something, but I was literally like drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
No, Alani was not feeling good at all. So she was like on top of me. So it was extra heat on me. We were like, we need to go. So we went to the mall to the AC. We walked a little bit, hung out with grandma because she wanted to see me for my birthday and the baby. And then we came home and we crashed.
I bet.
So we got to redo my birthday.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's better. Yeah.
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 I mean, I have my my voice, but I'll be okay. And my cough. So I apologize.
You're good. You're good.
Chrissy, don't talk too much. Shut up.
When I was growing
I
up,
love you,
I
girl.
was supposed to have multiple birthdays because you go to one grandparent's for a birthday, then another grandparent's, then you'd have like, then you had like the birthday on your real birthday, but then you'd have your friends
Yes.
over the next weekend. There was like always 4 parties.
I miss that so much about Puerto Rico because everybody was there. So we would start at one grandparent's house and then we would end in another grandparent's house. And it was like a whole weekend thing. It was just so much fun and I miss that so much. Because here we don't have anybody. It's just us. Everybody's in Puerto Rico.
How old were you when you moved to the States?
16.
Yeah. So that's quite a culture shock.
Yeah, I could say that. We already knew English because my dad's mom, she was American, and Puerto Rico people do speak English.
Yeah.
It's a bilingual it's a state country. I don't know, an island, bilingual island. I'm gonna say island. Yeah, but a bilingual island.
Yeah.
And so, it wasn't like it was culturally, yes, like in a way that families in Puerto Rico, like everybody's close, so close, and here it's like, you're 18, you can leave if you want to, like I don't know, it's
different.
I don't know. It's very different, but I do miss the island and my family, but
I used to say everybody has their own sandbox.
Yeah.
Sorry. Everybody has their own sandbox and won't let anybody else play in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. But I think it's good that we moved here. I mean, things in Puerto Rico right now are not that safe, so I prefer being over here with the baby because we visited last year because Chewy's grandma passed away, so we went over there for my birthday and for the funeral, and things changed like a lot.
Yeah.
But
Look the same to me.
But it was great seeing the whole family. Like I loved it. It was awesome. Let's see what's everybody saying? What's everybody saying? Let's see. Oh, Drunk Monkey says, my birthday is in July 8th, and when I was little, I thought the 4th of July fireworks were for me.
Oh.
My brother is July 6th, and he thinks the 4th of July is for him.
Yes.
That makes sense.
That's okay.
It's for all.
That makes sense. That's adorable. That's adorable.
Mine's exactly 1 week before the 4th of July. It's June 27th, and I was almost always at my grandparents'. And so it felt like a whole week-long celebration. My birthday, and then a week later it was like an entire celebration the whole week. The way I felt.
I love that. I love that.
Not at all. Yeah. Jessica's is July 1st. And so.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So what was her theme? Birthday for years. July 4th theme because, it always fell on the July 4th weekend or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah.
We always had parties. So we would double up. I'm like, I'm not having 2 parties. If we're having a party, we're having a party. And so guess what? We're going to have your friends over and our friends over, and there's wine and wine. And here's your friend. She grew up thinking that it was normal for the parents to have, for everybody to have a party. It was a party. Yeah. And so everybody was included. So when she went to her friends' parties and the adults weren't there, it was just a couple of adults. And she was like, Mom, nobody else was there. Like, there's something wrong with your parties. And I'm like, what's that now? What do you mean there's something wrong with my parties? What are you saying? And she's like, but at your parties, everybody stays. Why does everybody stay at our party? And I'm like, because everybody likes us. And these are our friends.
We're popular.
And these are the people that stay because they're all of our friends and we all stay. And she goes, but they all stay and party with you. And then like, but your friends stay and party with you. So we all party together. We all have fun for your birthday. And she's like, okay. But it wasn't weird because that was how we grew up. It was just how everybody had a good time. We all had fun and we all celebrated 4th of July for her birthday. She was like, I didn't realize the difference until later in life. And she was like, wait a minute. Ripped off here. Wait a minute.
When did it stop? When did she realize, or did you realize? Like, when did it?
I think she was like maybe 10. And she was like, "This ain't happening. No more. Yeah, I'm done with this now."
Yeah.
No
just like our parents, and I'm included in this, that like to match everybody's Halloween costume. Like, I'm gonna see how long I can get away with that with Noelani. And so she says, "Mom, I want to be this," and I'm like, "Okay."
I have a December son, and we could never, I mean, we had a couple parties for him, but there's always like the concerts and the Christmas plays, and there's always stuff going on in December. At the beginning of December, we've had a couple birthday parties for him on like this right at the very beginning of December, but there's almost always something going on. It's hard to plan a December party.
Yeah. And the summer birthdays are hard because everybody's out of school.
Yeah, and you can't give the invites at school. That's my other one is in August. So
yeah, exactly. So your August babies. Our summer babies are screwed.
Yeah,
I always had my birthday off.
Me too.
Because it was on Columbus Day.
Oh, yeah.
So I always had it off, and all of the kids could come over to my place for birthday parties because, parents are working still.
Uh-huh.
So free babysitting.
Exactly.
Yeah, Noelani's birthday is February, so it's like it's gonna be cold if we do like something outside. So we have to be creative. Like,
how cold does it get in Florida?
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, it depends if it's like really, really cold or not that cold.
We have
chalk it up to a frozen birthday party.
50 in Florida is cold.
It is.
I'll take it.
Like your guys is 30, okay?
Yeah, like sometimes February gets cold, right? Yeah.
We've gotten in the 30s. We've gotten in the 30s.
And then sometimes it doesn't get cold at all. Like this year for her birthday, it wasn't cold at all. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Our birthday always falls on the coldest month of the year.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I would show you my phone, but I'm using it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, 69.
Well, we didn't hit 100 today, so that was one thing. That was nice.
Yeah, that is nice. We were talking about Texas today, as a matter of fact, at dinner. We were talking about like Waco and moving to Texas. Not we're moving, but talking
It was
about
like
Texas
97 degrees outside at almost
see,
today.
Yeah. Ryan and Christine, you're on which coast, east or west?
On the Gulf Coast.
On the
Gulf Coast. Hence the name. Hence the name Gulf Coast Pickers.
The Gulf Coast. That's my favorite. My family's in Inglewood, so yeah.
That's right by us.
Yeah.
I love the beach in that area.
Yeah.
Did they get hit hard by the hurricane?
They didn't, but I saw some TikToks from a couple of Jessica's friends. They said some of the roads got messed up by the beaches.
Yeah. No, I meant the last one, the bad one.
I don't know.
Last year, what was it? Irma? Was that it?
Oh, the one that hit like where Rachel's parents live? Yeah.
Yeah.
Inglewood there were some bad parts of Inglewood.
Oh, that one. So a couple of my friends had some damage to their pools and their screens, but they were okay. Their house was okay and they were okay. And then my friends over on, Indian River? This last one that came through.
Indian Rocks.
I'm sorry?
Indian Rocks.
Yes. So their house got flooded. And so now they're hotel hopping until FEMA can come in and help them. Yeah. So that kind of,
that's horrible.
Yeah, that sucks. So,
Yeah.
and that's their kind of like retirement home, you know. So they moved from Orlando over there. She can work remotely, and her husband works at a great job, you know, on a golf course, like bartending. It's his retirement job, so he can just, you know, do it for fun kind of thing. And they moved over there just for the luxury of just being on the river and just to enjoy life, and that just kind of
Yeah.
set them back. So.
Yeah.
No, persevere. I mean, you know, everybody that goes over there kind of knows what to kind of expect if something should happen, but it still sucks. It's not, you know, it just sucks. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one person who wants to join.
Hey, we'll jump over here.
Okay.
Okay. I love you
guys. Thank
Yep, y'all take care. Happy birthday. Love you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, honey. And look who's here.
Hey, who did I kick off? Happy birthday! Who did I kick off? Gulf Coast Pickers? Sorry, guys. Okay, let me know which live you're on next, and I'll go over there and I'll kick you off of that one too. Oh my goodness. So I love listening in. I love listening in to you guys. Happy birthday to the birthday peoples. I want to know, I'm curious, what's the best birthday cake out there? What birthday cake do you just love going back to? Is it?
Oh my gosh, Crissy, you go
cake?
first.
Is it
And then
something
Lori.
other than a cake? What do you do?
Well, so
Lori.
because I have sensitivity issues, so I always go cheesecake because I love cheesecake. So cheesecake is my go-to.
Oh, good, but there's like 10,000 different cheesecakes out there.
Oh,
Which cheesecake you like?
okay. Mine's easy. Strawberry cheesecake. I'm very, very easy. Strawberry cheesecake.
Classic.
Yes.
Beautiful Lori, your turn.
We have a weird family tradition of having angel food cake for birthdays. So, if I go for my birthday, I'll order something with chocolate. But when we're making cake at home, it's always angel food cake.
That sounds
Angel food cake. You put anything on it, or you like it just as it is?
Yeah, as it is, or sometimes with strawberries on it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sensing a strawberry theme. This is pretty good.
Mary?
Anything chocolate. The more chocolatey, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Salty chocolate caramel coffee. Just don't put peanut butter in it, and I'm good.
You're speaking my language.
No peanut butter.
Cocoa.
My husband makes a killer carrot cake, and he doesn't bake. He cooks and smokes meat, but he has occasionally on my birthday or Mother's Day made the most amazing carrot cake with crushed pineapple and all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
From scratch?
From scratch. 100%
Oh,
from scratch
man.
carrot cake with like a buttermilk drizzle with everything. It's amazing.
Awesome.
He's right there, and he's listening to me talk about him.
Hi, husband.
His name's Ryan. So we're Ryan and Christy. Ryan and Christine just left. We're Ryan
wow.
and Christy. But yeah, he doesn't.
Remember,
much.
I met him. I met him once.
You
He was
did. You
really
gave us a
nice.
ride. You gave them a ride over the sushi place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's. I mean, I'm a chocolate fanatic, but that cake is amazing.
Really? That's awesome. Well, we gotta try it one time. One day. Yeah. All right, babe.
Well, I have two. Is in two different categories. One, it has to be cake from Sam's Club. Doesn't matter what. Yes.
Okay.
It has to come from there. The second one is the Puerto Rican rum cake.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or either with rum or brandy in it.
Yeah.
All right, you got to unpack that one a little bit for me. I've never actually heard of Puerto Rican rum cake. Tell me about that one.
Honey.
Well, it's basically, you bake the cake the same way and you just add alcohol into it. It just soaks it up.
And it sits in the rum and it absorbs it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And when you cut into it, it's like juicy. So, but you can have it in either rum or brandy. I like it in brandy. So
it sounds like the sort of cake you could drink with a straw, right?
Yeah, basically, you just put it in the bottom of the pan. Go, there you go. You're done. That's your shot.
It's kind of like that. You gotta squeeze it out in between the roof of your mouth and your tongue, like you do with cottage cheese.
No,
it's like that.
You know what's weird? I don't like Puerto Rican birthday cake. because they're so moist, like wet, like they're not like, I don't know the word. I just don't like it.
So you don't like tres leche then?
No, I do not like tres leche. No.
Oh.
But I love Sam's birthday cakes, especially the chocolate cake. Holy moly. It's so good. I'm not a big cake eater, but you get me a chocolate cake from Sam's and I will go to town on that thing. It's so good. I don't know what I don't know what it is.
I don't know what they put in it, but it's good.
It's so good. Oh,
they do it right.
What's Will's favorite? Will. There he is.
Me?
Oh yeah, Will. Yeah.
Will, your turn.
You know, I don't do much sugar anymore, but I got this little place in my heart for there's this old school coffee cake that's kind of a family recipe, and I just love it. It has cinnamon, it has a little bit of nuts on top. Not into nuts, except just in these, and it's real buttery, a little bit of sour cream, and very unique coffee cake I've never found anywhere else. Love that. Love
Family one. That sounds good. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So this isn't cake, but Bradley makes a macaron that is, or macaroon. Macaroons are the macaroons are the cookie-like ones, right? So he makes a lemon blueberry or blueberry lemon zest one that's to die for. So those are my favorite ones. So yeah. So if we have birthday ones, that's what I'll pick that too sometimes. So yeah.
Heck yes. Okay. Melanie says with strawberries soaked in sugar.
Yeah.
And Rob says he likes red velvet cake is the best birthday cake.
So good.
And then Jane agrees with Rob.
It's cream cheese frosting on that. That does it.
Do you know what flavor red velvet actually is?
Say it. Tell me.
It's chocolate.
I know.
Yeah.
It's chocolate.
Isn't that wild?
No wonder we like it.
Yeah, I never wanted to try red velvet, and then I did one. I'm like, this is literally just my favorite thing ever. Like it's chocolate.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay.
It's so weird how it's chocolate, and you're like, no, it's not. It's red velvet.
Yeah. So Keith says, hey, unfortunately I can't sign on. Camera battery is not charged. That's okay, Keith. We still love you and thank you for stopping by. And Amber is not feeling good tonight, so send her love to Lily.
She feels better.
Yeah.
It's going around. Isaac got it this week. I was just saying the other day, I'm like, man, we're almost at the 2-week mark with school and we haven't gotten sick. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he's staying home tomorrow. He's hoping to make the away game by Wednesday.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like hasn't been. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say it happens every time the new school year happens because all the kids are getting back together and all their loving germs are just like creeping, you know. But that happens with everything. I mean, you get school, you get activities, you get after school. It just happens, and parents know, you know.
Yeah, my daughter's Lonnie got it in karate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Crissy, my daughter's started college. She's an adult, but she works at Build-A-Bear and she's around kids. So she got sick this week too.
Oh, you're so gross.
That'll do it. But I can come on here back and forth while I'm doing stuff. Yes, Keith. Whatever you want to do, my friend. Jane said chocolate. Yes.
I can fill in for Keith here because he says he can't get on. So hey, all right, let's talk about Sega Saturn, guys. I got chicken nuggets. Anybody want some chicken nuggets? Take chicken nuggets. Keith, man, you're probably not going to talk to me anymore.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Man, oh man.
That was good. That was good. Clip that. Someone's got to clip that. Oh my God.
I wanted to become a preacher once, but God didn't allow it.
Roman, that would be
Roman, I don't think anybody ever wants to become a preacher. it's God pulling you into it.
It happens or it doesn't. Roman, I don't think it's for you.
Oh my God. Hold on, guys.
Oh, Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
look who's here.
Lori.
Yay.
Oh, we got an offer.
Sorry, guys. We just got an offer on Mercari, so I'm being a bad host right now.
Well, priorities.
Yeah.
Actually, can I brag on Mama with the camera for a little bit?
Yes, go for it.
She won one of the most recent giveaways that I did. And bless her heart, she saw someone else that needed it more than she did and contacted them and had me send it to them. So if she wants to fill in the details on that, she actually passed up on a giveaway in order to help somebody else. So, sweetest thing in the world. And
She's amazing.
I wanted to brag on her. I thought that was awesome.
She's
She
amazing.
wanted to give away from me, and she wanted the proceeds donated to an organization instead of her.
Lori,
So she
that's
donated hers as well. Yep.
Lori is.
I
Yeah,
tell
she
you.
contacted me. She's like, "Hey, do you know if this person needs them?" And I'm like, "Go ahead and ask them, like for sure." And she, like, I was supposed to do it, but I was so sick that I totally forgot. And she's like, "I just sent her a text." I was like, "Good, talk to her." And then she got it done. And oh, I'm so happy that happened.
Absolutely.
Like, Lori, that's super nice.
Well, Coco, I mean, all of us always say this, like we all always say it, but like this is like the best community ever. I mean, I couldn't be at a job. I don't think I've ever had a job that has had this much support and this much community ever. I mean, like my last job had we had nice people, and we had nice people that we worked with. And we had, I was surrounded with people that, supported us, like with the Autism Society and things like that. And my walk every once in a while, they would, and that's lovely, right? But I mean, this is totally different. You know what I mean? In the aspect that I could reach out to any of you and say, can you help me with this, or can you help me with that, or can you help me with this, or reverse it? Will, thank you so much, but I want to regift this to somebody else in need. Crissy, I want to regift this to somebody else in need. It wouldn't be that way in the corporate tech, usually it's not like that, and it's so beautiful. I just mushy. But yeah, so yeah, I think you guys are awesome, and I just wanted to put that out there. So thank you all for being an amazing community and just great friends. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Melanie actually won on the Let's Do Lunch 1 year celebration. She won the 1 month of venue giveaway.
Yeah.
I was super excited for her because I know she's trying to rebuild her business right away. And she reached out to me like the next day and said, "Hey, I'm not quite ready to do cross listing. Do you want it?" Like, Christopher.
Wow.
Yeah, Christopher has gifted me things before. Like, I just can't. It humbles me with the amount of giving back to the community that goes on with the reselling community.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And for no reason except we want to. We just be like, here, just you want this? Okay, cool. I mean, it's just I love it. I mean, it's crazy. And it's so funny. So today my brother and I were talking, and he's a gruff kind of guy. He talks really gruff, and he's a teddy bear. I'm like, I knock you over with a feather. But today he said, I was talking to him about work and business and stuff, and I said, it's been kind of a little hard. Jessica's going to help me with my pictures, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I was kind of bragging on my friends, my friends, and he said something about if they get a real job. Let me tell you something.
That's always my favorite. What do you guys say to that when you hear the real job coming? What do you guys say?
A little man.
Hold my earrings.
Put the hair up. Let me tell you something, okay? So I explained to him.
Oh, she took her hoops out.
Oh yeah, the earrings don't come out. Okay.
Never seen the fight come out like that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you make me mad. The red hair, okay? So yeah, that happened. So I explained to him because he doesn't know. I mean, and I was like, look, what's the
He was innocent, let me tell you.
It's innocent. And ignorance is not a bad word unless you make it a bad word, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, he totally doesn't know because he doesn't live here. He doesn't know what we do. What we do.
Yeah.
He orders on Amazon. He doesn't know what we do. He orders from eBay. He doesn't know the hard work that goes into it. So those are the things that he doesn't know. And I said, well, I understand what you think because from your perspective, I'm only doing this a little bit at a time because I'm not making any money really to speak of, right? Because I don't tell you about what I do and I don't brag a lot about what I do because I'm really not making anything right now. Because I can't, right? And that's okay. That's totally fine. Yeah. But my friends are making six figures and they are paying their insurance and they're paying their taxes and they are doing very, very, very well and paying cash for Broncos. And he goes, oh. And I heard him pause and he goes, oh, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. And I said, it is really cool. I said, this is the community I've surrounded myself with. I said, these are the people that I really enjoy being around. And this is the people that I adore. And these are the people that I emulate to be like. And I said, and these are the people that pick me up when I am down. And I said, so the next time you tell me at AOB, I may have to travel all the way to Louisiana and punch you in your you-know-what. Okay. I said, I love you so much.
Nope.
So much. And he knows. I mean, he knows I have no problem saying my piece. But it was funny because I was like, pull out my hoops. I didn't have my hoops on, obviously. I wasn't all dressed up. But yeah, I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised to the how about that? Because you don't know until you know what you don't know. I'm like, big brother, don't talk about my friends.
We've been so conditioned in our society that we have to work for somebody else, that we have to get an education, we have to go to college, we have to do all of these things to work for somebody else. We want to work for a big company that can pay our bills, that can give us higher pay. I have seen what that is like. I've worked for both, corporate world all the way down to small offices, to being a caregiver. Like I've restaurant worker. There's no appreciation for workers anymore. And it's all about the top, it talked about a pyramid scheme. You've got your CEO at the very top, and then you have, the board members right here, and then everybody else is all the way down here making diddly squat.
Yep.
So yeah, like this is a real job to me. It's more real than anything else I've ever done.
Oh my gosh. Right?
I feel it, Mary. I feel it. I've had a long career of many, many different types of jobs as well, and seen repeats of that sort of thing where guys up top are making a whole lot of money. And actually, I don't fault them for that. I think they're smart and they've gotten there either by people that they knew or things that they knew, and they got their way up, and that's great.
Yeah.
However, at my level, starting at the bottom, I've never had the opportunity to get promoted really pretty much anywhere. I'm always entered in at exactly the starting level, and never had a career path. And I've had 16 different employers. 16 different, like one of them I left and came back to, but still 16 different jobs in my life. I've been laid off 6 times.
Wow.
6 times. No fault layoffs. 6 times. And I've repeated it over and over and never been able to advance in any career. I don't like it. I don't like playing that game. So this reselling opportunity, home business, where we actually are driving our own business and deciding where it goes and deciding how much we're willing to work for, really sounds good to me after that sort of an experience.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds a bit like your experience too, huh?
Yeah. It's like I was I think the closest career that I had was like a medical assistant. And I used to work with doctors, and I was I don't want to toot my own horn, and I don't want to be but I was one of the best. And so all the doctors always wanted me to help them either with surgery or with procedures or whatever, whatever they had to do, they wanted Coco there. And I was like, that's great. Thank you. I see that you see my potential, but I'm getting paid minimum wage when I was doing nurses jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, oh, I love what I do, but like the pay is not worth it, and all that work is not worth it. So when I was laid off, you know, I wasn't really laid off. I kind of quit after I had the miscarriage, and I was just like not in the right mindset, whatever. I could have gone back, and they wanted me to go back, but they were not going to give me a raise. I was just going to keep getting paid the same thing. So I was just like, no. And if you can believe it, Disney was going to pay me more for the opening scene of Star Wars Land. So I was like, I'm going to go for Disney.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a really, really different career change, you know, because I started from the bottom again, but I was getting paid more, which is it's crazy to me, you know. But finding this was probably the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Let you go. Yeah. Disney let her go.
Yeah, but all my life, like I said, my parents are entrepreneurs, so I grew up in the world of entrepreneur. But it was good. It's a good thing that I worked for somebody else's dreams, right? Cool. So I could compare.
Yeah.
You know, so I could know the difference between being my own boss, being an entrepreneur, and working for somebody else's dream. It's a really big difference, you know.
Agreed.
When we went to Las Vegas for the Trash to Cash meetup, we took an Uber to go get a rental van so we could all go garage selling together.
Yeah.
Our Uber driver was like, you came to Vegas and you're going to garage sales? He couldn't fathom that. So we were explaining to him what we do, and he's like, you can make money doing that?
Did you say, can you make money driving around?
Yeah.
Right.
But he had no clue.
Yeah.
He was very intrigued.
Yeah.
So did you explain it to him more? Like, did you like?
Yeah. He was intrigued. He said if he hadn't met us, he wouldn't think that was actually a legit thing.
Maybe you were meant to be there and tell him about it. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe not to do that, but maybe open his eyes to any other possibilities besides driving people around, you know? Right. Yeah. That's awesome.
And like Christy's father-in-law, or is it your dad or your father-in-law?
My stepdad. My stepdad, my dad. Yeah, he was just kind of, that's what she does. It's her hobby. And I went, no. I may not do it full time, but it doesn't matter. If I worked at CVS 15 hours a week, you'd say it was my job. So
exactly.
It's not my hobby.
And you make more doing this than you would at CVS.
Yeah. I make more than I did substitute teaching. Yeah. So.
And you probably have a better boss here too.
She can be really hard on herself too.
I'm going to mute again because I think my husband's vacuuming his office. Well, we'll see. He's getting his office ready because the movers are coming tomorrow to bring all of our stuff.
Ooh.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Christy, are you in Texas yet?
Well, I've always Texas. Texas is huge. It's from one city to another city. That's all.
No, I mean, are you in the vacation home right now?
Yeah, we're now up in Tyler, which is going to be our permanent home. Yes.
The lake house.
Yes.
Where we're all going to go have a sleepover.
Oh, okay.
So we got about 90% of our stuff on a trailer.
I'm totally down for that.
Trailer. And we loaded up our trailer on Saturday, and the movers are coming to unload the trailer tomorrow.
That's going to be a lot of work. You ready for that?
And of our stuff is here. Almost. It's almost all here.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Christy's like, I'm so tired. Ask me a different question.
Will.
Here, this one's for you. You take that one.
Okay, I got it.
I sold all my kids.
Hey, so Melanie put some jobs up that she's done. I wanted to kind of hit that real quick.
Oh yeah, let me go back.
Health. Yeah, do you mind?
There you
Lunch
go.
lady, retail manager, pecan picker, pecan.
Is it pecan or pecan?
Let's have a fight about that. Babysitter, house cleaner. That's quite a few things. You guys have some interesting work experience?
Mary.
I was a paralegal and then a pastor's wife, and worked in a restaurant and care manager, and
Those are all pretty
I've
disparate, aren't
done
they?
a lot. Huh?
Those are all pretty disparate. That's kind of, they didn't lead from one to the next very well, did they?
Yeah, no. I worked in the restaurant until through college, and then I did an intern with our now mayor in Bellingham.
Mhm.
And
With the mayor.
at the same time I was working for him, I was doing like I don't know if you guys have heard of Anthony's Homeport, but it's like a really high-end seafood steak restaurant here in the Pacific Northwest. So I worked for them, and then I went from his office, law office, into another small law firm. And then the benefits weren't good enough. So I went to corporate office. I worked for Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare supplement insurance company.
Yeah.
And I was their sole paralegal for that corporation, like the corporate, and then they got bought out by a German company. You're making me make a short story long here, Will. They got
It's a personal talent.
they got bought out by a German company, and I was pregnant with Isaac at the time. And then Cameron got the calling to go to Eastern Washington as a pastor. So I was able to leave that position and go be a stay-at-home mom with Isaac and do ministry with my husband. And then when we got done in Eastern Washington, Cameron had a disability, but I was so exhausted from doing heavy duty ministry that I'm like, I just need to rest.
Mhm.
So that's when I became a caregiver, and then I worked my way up into care management, and then I got fired from that position because I got thrown under the bus by my other care manager, who was my supervisor, and she completely like bold-faced lied. So I was fed up, and I was already planning on starting my reselling business. I had been working on it for the whole summer leading up to that moment, and so it was kind of God going, here you go, baby girl. Because I know you wouldn't do it if I hadn't booted you out. And so since then, I've worked with another friend of mine who's she's our district representative down in Olympia, legislator, and so I've worked with her in her law office. Like, I could go to work here in Bellingham, and I've worked for our mayor, I've worked for our legislator. Like, I'm well known, but I can't do it anymore. I can't handle the office BS. I can't handle people without integrity. I want to run my business where it blesses the community around me, and it blesses the people that I serve with the treasures that I'm finding, and bless my family. Yeah, it's just me making the money. So I got to find something.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Lori? Lori. I think she froze.
She's stuck? Oh, there she is.
I'm back.
She's
Okay,
back.
there she is.
I'm back.
What about you, my dear? Have you had any different jobs besides reselling?
Nothing super interesting, just odd jobs because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to homeschool the kids. And so we started selling on eBay, a long time ago just to help make ends meet. For a while, I was a real estate agent. But I tried to do it part-time, and that's really not the kind of thing you can really do part-time. So that didn't last.
Yeah, you kind of got to be on call like almost 24/7 for that, don't you? You're showing houses at all crazy hours.
It is, and so it wasn't great for family. So
I imagine.
What about you, Crissy?
Oh, I just wanted to say that I love that Hannah is at home and she is homeschooling the kiddos. I just want to give her props for that because
Me
any
too.
mom
Yay.
that can stay home and do that, whew, you're amazing. So
She
you're
puts a lot of hours into it. That is
Yes.
not like a here, kids, here's the books. No, it is. Goodness, it's a full-time job to
Yeah.
get all
so-
of that, especially with all the requirements in California about how you have to conduct your homeschooling. Yeah, she's got a lot on her plate from it, but she's doing amazing. And the kids are testing well and they're learning well. We did geography at the lunch table today. It was awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, and to have your support is even better. I mean, you have to have the team, otherwise it's just going to fall apart, you know? And that's important, I think.
We're totally a team. She does 99% of it and then pulls me in, and then I do the other 1%. No,
That's awesome.
really, all the credit has to go to her, and I kind of come in and support as I'm able.
I love it.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I love it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let Christy go. I need a minute.
Okay, I can go. So, well, Christy says mostly just a teacher. I stayed home with my kids about 12 years and did PTA then.
It's more like 15.
There you go. So yeah, she did all that. And
my time with volunteering because I stayed home with them, and I still kind of consider myself stay at home. But then now I'm actually working and doing something. But the 2020 is when I started doing the side stuff. But
yeah.
So.
I have done, well, let's see. Mama with a camera says classical musician, temp secretary, tech dispatcher, systems integration manager, then stay-at-home mom, 22 years strong now, and co-owner veterinary house call practice and reseller. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. What kind of instrument is a classical musician? What sort of instruments do you do?
Wow.
Vocal or woodwinds?
That's pretty cool, Lori.
That's wild. Yeah.
Look who's in the house.
Yeah, Lori, what do you do? What do you play?
Love it.
Shall we jam? We can get Lori on here. We can jam.
I know. Oh, voice. Wow.
No, I invited Lori, but I don't think she said that she could come in tonight. But that's okay. We still love her.
And you know, for the stay-at-home moms, I mean, you know, we are amazing. I'm just going to pat ourselves on the back right now for all of us that were able to. We're blessed enough to be able to, because that is not an easy job. So if you're a stay-at-home mom, good for you, because if you were able to and maintain the home and maintain those kids, you rock stars. So don't discount yourself for being a stay-at-home mom, because that's a hard ass job. And I said it. Said the A word.
Especially when the little ones are little, there have been times where I came from work and said, this is more work here than it is where I just came from.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a nanny. You're a chef. You're a taxi. You're the medic. You're the, you know, person that's making sure it's everything encompassing.
The fountain of infinite patience too. Don't forget that title.
Yeah, and then you got to make sure you also have to go to the bathroom. You never get to go alone.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that alone now.
Ever.
Mommy.
Yeah. The mommy. Yes. And no offense to the husbands. No offense, guys, but it's the honey. Where's the milk? Where it always is. Well, I don't see it. It's in the fridge. I don't see it. It's in the door. I need 2 minutes to just be in the bathroom. Yeah.
For me, it's the phone, probably once a week. Have you seen my phone? I left it around here. I don't know where I was. Where's my phone? And you want me to call it? Yes, call it. The ringer's
in your back
off.
pocket?
I left the ringer off. Every time.
No, the best thing for me is I'm on the phone and I'm like, and then they're like, what's going on, Coco? What's wrong? I'm like, I can't find my phone. I'm looking for it everywhere. And he's like, well, let me hang up so you can find it. And I was like,
Love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh my God, my brain.
I tell you, yes, I love it. I love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna tell you my jobs now that I can breathe. I just needed a moment because I'm cramping.
I know. I'm sorry, honey.
No, it's okay. I've had a billion jobs. So from teenage to now, I have been a babysitter. I have worked at a theater, like a movie theater. I have worked at a plant nursery. I have worked at a spa. It was actually like a tanning salon, but they called it a spa.
Yeah.
At Aeropostale, which they called Aeropostale. Retail, you know. I have worked where else? I worked for a mortgage company where that was actually a fun job. I worked at a resort doing timeshare, like at the back end though, like handling like all the what do you call it? The not the collections, but like the receptionist of the collections place.
Yeah.
You said collections. I started seeing you with like a club in your hand, like, okay, it's time to pay the bills, people.
Excuse me. Well, okay, and ask me how I got the job.
Take
and
the
why
earrings
I
off,
took
the
job.
hoops come out, right?
Thank you. Sorry.
So I should have not taken the job. This is red flag number one. Why you shouldn't have taken the job, right? The person I interviewed with made me sing, if you want this job, sing happy birthday to me.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah. But I'm young. I was 18, 19 years old. And I'm like, okay. So I don't know how interviews are.
Kidding.
I don't know how interviews are supposed to happen, right? Because this is my first job for a company. I sang happy birthday. I got the job.
Wow.
If I sang it, I would not get the job.
I mean, it's not like I sang it like I would sing it to you guys, but I did. I was like, that's interesting.
We're like, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I didn't do that at all. No.
Crissy, was this your Hooters?
No, that was my Mary. You're not supposed to sing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, so the other Lori is here. Mama with the camera wants to come on. Who wants to leave?
I know. I've had a super long day and I'm super tired. I love y'all.
Love you.
I love you, Crissy.
Bye, Crissy.
Bye, Mama.
Nice try, Will.
Party.
Hi, Mama.
How are you?
You can't see, but Will, we match.
Oh, yay.
Like our sponsor for the clothing.
Wait. Where's the shirt? Oh.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
Oh, wait.
Had I known, I would have worn mine.
Mine's a sweatshirt and it's been too hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish we had like a game of some kind. We could play cha-chings versus
I
non-cha-chings.
know. By the way, he said hi, and he's sorry that he couldn't make it because he wanted to be here and hang out with everybody. So.
Well, he's got his gun showing. That's what
A
it is.
likely excuse.
Bam.
But I love this shirt, but it's
Oh,
so
I love it.
small. So small.
Yeah. So I've had a lot of
That's
jobs.
the
It's been
only
crazy.
reason it fits me is because it's really tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's actually too big.
But I'm glad you wore it. It looks adorable.
Hold on, let me see. What's this? That's cringy. Yeah. What's that? With happy birthday?
I've never heard such a crazy thing. Sing for the job. That is
That's really
weird.
crazy.
Yeah. And the guy was totally cringy. Like, and well, he wasn't like when I worked there, right? So I didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, I guess this is what you do. Cause I don't know. Right. And so after a few weeks of working with him and getting to know like the positions of what's in the room, the collections room and everything, I was like, I'm really not I shouldn't be here. But I stayed there because that's what you do. An adult stays at the job. She waits until she finds another job. And then, you wait until you find a different job to replace this one. And I would come home every evening and I'm like, I don't know if this job is for me. Like he screams at his employees. He's all the time yelling at them. I mean, like.
That's crazy.
It was really not a healthy environment to be in at all. And I'm like, this is just weird. Like, do people really work like this? I mean, that's what was my first experience of like a job and my first adult job, you know? And I'm like, it was really odd. It was just really odd. So, you know, I left there and then went and worked at, I think it was Howard Johnson's or something as like the person that seats people. And then I moved on from there and worked other random places, but yeah. And then I worked at the bank, which I think I told you guys, you know, I worked at the bank for a while too. And I really did like that because I really enjoyed talking to people about financial wellness and things like that. That part I did enjoy, but yeah, that was the weirdest thing is singing happy birthday for my first job. Yeah.
That's really, really weird.
Yeah, it was.
It almost sounds like the kind of thing you'd read on The Onion. You know, that's the newest fad in hiring is you have to sing a song in order to get hired.
My first job was actually working at Disney when I was 17. I worked at Magic Kingdom and I worked at, I've always worked in food and beverage in Disney, but that was my first job and that was really, really fun.
I bet.
Then I worked at a couple of restaurants. I did not like being a waitress. Yeah. And then I moved to Delaware for a couple of years and I worked at Pep Boys. I worked at Pep Boys here as well in Florida. Then I worked at Pep Boys in Delaware. Then I decided to do something crazy and go to school for a couple of months to get my CNA license certificate. So I became a certified nurse assistant. I did that and then I realized I actually like the health I like being a caretaker and like I like being a CNA. So I did that for a while, and then I came back to Florida, and I kept being a caretaker. Then I decided to go to medical assistant school, and I did that for like a year and a half. I got my associates, and then after that, like I said, after medical assistant, I went to Disney again, and I now worked at Universal Studios as well before I moved to Delaware. So yeah, and now I'm here. So I've had all different kinds of jobs as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Right before Bradley was diagnosed, we had because I'd had Bradley and then I got pregnant 6 months later and then had Jessica. And I worked at a bank then too. And we did the math and I was going to bring home like $5 or $10 after daycare. Wow. And I'm like, that is not even worth me working. Like I can't afford that.
It isn't worth it. Yeah.
That doesn't pay for dinner.
No, not even McDonald's. I'm like, that doesn't make no sense. And so we were like, we'll figure it out after, after we have babies, we'll just figure something else out. Cause nothing else was coming to mind what I could do. Mm-hmm. And so my best friend had a baby and she had a baby in April she had her baby April and mine was July. And she's like, what if you watched my baby and I paid you? And I'm like, okay. So I had her daughter and I had hers, and then her sister needed some daycare help over the summer. And she's like, hey, what if you watched my kids over the summer and I paid you? I'm like, okay, that's good. That'd be really good. So I had a daycare for 3.5 years, and then Bradley got diagnosed, and we had like speech and language come in, we had the behavior support come in, and so it worked out for 3.5 years of me having a daycare.
Wow.
And so I made money, and we had a daycare, and it worked out great for 3.5 years and we had parents. I mean, I had like my sister and my mother-in-law come in whenever I'd have to take Bradley to his therapies or he had medical, needs or whatever. I always had parents always coming, and they all knew, like, I'm like, hey, this is what he has. If you are not happy or if you are uncomfortable with autism, bye-bye. So, I didn't say it like that, but like, just, telling them, look, he's got a diagnosis and this is why he has the behaviors he has and yada, yada.
Yeah.
They were like, we've known him since he was born. It's fine. We've all been 3.5 years together. So it was good. So, I mean, for 3.5 years, that's what I had. And it worked out great. God's good. Just saying.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where it's very clear that God knew what you needed before you needed it and provided for you ahead of time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, Chewy. Tell us your story before you fall asleep.
Get this
Well,
guy some more rum cake.
First job.
My very first job, actually, as a teenager, I was working in a skating ring as one of those referees that blows a whistle when anyone falls.
Love it.
Yeah, so that was like my most fun job as a teenager.
Absolutely.
Then after that was in
Before you change, did you guys also like set up the limbo bars too and have everybody do the skate with the limbo?
No, actually, no. There was always speed races. Like it was
yeah.
very competitive.
I love the limbos. That was always the best.
Yeah.
I love
Sorry.
So that's when as a teenager, and I did that in Alabama. And then when we moved from Alabama to Florida, then I worked in valet parking. So yeah, I drove some exotic cars and drove them off the property, and that's when my motorhead phase started coming in. So I did that, and then 9/11 happened. Money did not come in as quick as before, and then I started working at the front desk at a resort and a shuttle driver. Did that for a couple of years, and then I got tired of it. Then I worked for a delivery company called DHL, and did not like that. The hours sucked. They wanted me to work every day for 14 hours straight. Nah,
Oh, wow.
I was like, no. So I quit that, and I told the contractor, the bosses, to I have to keep it PG. So sorry. And then I was a delivery driver for laminate floors and tiles. Then I did carpet cleaning. That sucked. I hated that job.
Really? Because on Instagram, I always see on Instagram these guys that clean the carpets, and
but
that must
if
be
you do
fun.
it in an apartment, if you do it in an apartment on the third story, on the 3 floors up, and you have to bring up that heavy equipment, nah. And you had to be on call every rotation, and that sucked. I couldn't get no sleep. So
they want you to clean carpets in the middle of the night.
Yeah, because some don't know how to cook in the middle of the night, and they burn down the apartments, and all the water starts trickling down to each floor. So I had to extract water from each floor in the middle of the night.
That's crazy.
I did not enjoy it. I quit. And then I was a limousine driver. And then I worked in food and beverage. And then I got tired of being like laid off or fired for stupid stuff. And I was like, and I went to the automotive field. So there I worked at Sears Automotive Center, became a tech there. Then I worked at the 2 Honda locations, and I'm at AAA right now at Roadside Assistance. Yeah. Soon to be unemployed with AAA, so I can do resale with my baby.
Calm down.
We'll be throwing a party for that too.
Yeah, we're definitely having a party when that happens.
The only time I'll quit AAA, because I've been there for 9 years, so the only time if I ever something happens at AAA is either I get fired, and that's very hard to do.
Nope, don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, I did call out a couple of times this week, but I was
really be worried about it, Jinx. I like the. No, I like his confidence.
We could do it. Well, but yeah, I've been with AAA for 9 years now, so this is the longest job I've ever held. So,
yeah, and we need you. AAA needs people that are awesome like you.
If you need car advice, I'm your guy.
That's right.
We got to know a lot about cars, seriously. Yeah.
How did you two meet?
Online.
Online?
Online.
And there's no other way to do it these days anymore, is there?
Yeah. We met on a dating app. I was about to close my app, and he was about to close his app. And before I closed it, I was gonna deactivate everything, I saw his picture that I still have it saved in my phone, and I said, "Oh wow, you have a really nice smile, or your smile is infectious or whatever." I said something about a smile. I didn't think he was gonna. Yeah, I didn't think.
And then he was like,
I didn't think he was gonna answer, and then he answered. He answered. You remember?
I said thank you.
And he was about to erase his as well, but he messaged me, and then we met like a month after we started talking in person.
Now, I'm glad you elaborated on that, because you said you met online, and just being what we do online, I imagined it was Facebook Marketplace. Available.
No. As a date, it's
it's for sale.
It takes, is this available to a new level?
I love it.
Yep.
That's funny, Lori. That's funny. Oh my god. Lori, what kind of jobs have you had?
I put him in the chat already.
Oh, that's right, you did. That's right, you did. Yeah.
I guess my first job was I worked at a pizza place in high school. I didn't put that on there though.
How old are you?
What?
How old were you?
16, I think. My brother and I both worked at the same pizza place in the mall. Summer job. That was a long time ago.
Love you.
Awesome. Who's leaving?
Christy.
Oh, bye, Christy. Bye, Mama. Love you.
But when you said the pizza place at the mall, I got a flash of Stranger Things.
Yes, me too.
I haven't seen that.
It's pretty gory.
And
I've heard.
I'm thinking the mall in Sbarro. So there you
That's
go.
exactly what it was. It was Sbarro's Pizza in Clearwater Mall. The mall isn't even there anymore. There is a Clearwater Mall, but it's not even the same place.
Oh, wow.
That's one heck of a gap.
Oh
My first job was at Bonanza. You guys, anybody remember Bonanza?
Yeah.
Vaguely. Yes.
That was my first job. Yeah.
I think there's someone in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah. We went to one in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one in a long time.
Desert Sellers is saying my favorite job was Hollywood Video. Really?
Wow.
Kidding? Hollywood Video back when?
I got hired at one job but I never showed up to. I was like, because it was like a restaurant, like it was like a fast food restaurant. I was like, I ain't serving nobody. I want someone to serve food to me. I was like, nope. I was like, my pride will not do it, and and that's when I got the job at Valley Parking. So
being a waiter is not easy. Like that's why I try to tip really good.
Yeah.
To those that do a good job.
I worked at a Wendy's once for 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
They hired me knowing that I had a job that started 4 weeks later. I don't know why they hired me. It was like a summer job during college. And I had a gig, like a singing gig that was starting at a certain date. And they hired me. I mean, what a waste of training when I look at it now. Like you train somebody and then they stay for like 2 weeks after the training probably.
Yeah.
But so I worked there for 4 weeks and then started the rest of my gig for the rest of the summer.
Oh my gosh.
I got hired at Outback Steakhouse, and I think I stayed there for like 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
Okay, same. I worked
place.
at TJ Maxx. I got hired at like TJ Maxx. I did the same thing. I worked like for 3 or 4 days, and I'm like, this is not for me. I am a diva. I cannot work here. They had me like sorting things, like the hangers or something. And I'm like, can I work in the front? Can I like be a cashier? Can I like go in the clothes and like work in the can I like do clothing? Can I like do the mannequins? And they're like, you're new. You know your place. And I'm like, my place is in the front where I can be.
You're like, I'm a people person.
I need to be in the front. And they're like,
you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because I forgot I worked in retail in Columbia Sportswear, and I worked in the back. But every time I put like items on the floor, and then there was always a customer that says, I need help. I need you to shop for me. I'm like, no, I work in the back. Like, I'm just here to put stuff out in the front so I can still keep on bringing product out. And man, that was an outlet mall, Crissy. So
yeah.
Did you see Jen's comment? That's funny.
Yeah. He says, I was the host and left on break and never went.
Oh, yeah, that must be the best feeling ever. Just skedaddle on out there. Bye. I'm done. I'm out.
gone.
You know. Like, come on.
I did something like that, but that happened at DHL what I was saying earlier, that I did my deliveries, but like the contractors, like they screwed almost everybody up because I was due for a vacation and they took it away from me. And I was like, no. So I did all the deliveries. I was done by 10 o'clock. And then I drove back to the station and they were like, what are you doing here? I was like, you want to know why I'm doing here? I quit. I was like, what about the freight? I was like, go get it yourself. I was like, go get it. I was like, peace, I'm out. And I parked the truck. They were like, what are we going to do? I said, well, you can go pick it up. Go to the outlet malls. Go pick up the freight from there, blah, blah, blah. And I said, peace. And I started my other jobs the next weekend. So
yeah.
Awesome. That's one of the biggest misconceptions that I hear within the workplace is that you owe your employer the 2 weeks notice. It's false. It's a rumor. There is no law. There's no requirement. There's no nothing. If you want to keep a good relationship with them for later and maybe get hired back later, sure, 2 weeks is appropriate.
Yeah.
But you can just pick up and leave anytime and they can fire you anytime, which is, I had that.
Yeah.
It's just like with DHL because it was a contractor. Like we kept on getting new contracts every 6 months to every year, and I got tired of that, and that's why I was like, bye. I left. I was like, no, I'm not. I gotta stay constant. So
yeah.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
At the caregiving job that I got fired at, what they said was that they wanted to keep me on as a lead caregiver, but that I couldn't work in the office anymore because it wasn't working. It wasn't fitting with the environment of very insecure people that worked there.
Yeah.
And I looked straight at her face and I, as I'm taking off the key on my key ring to give it to her, and I said, you've shown me your true colors. I can't work for you ever again.
Yep.
And I walked out.
Yeah.
I left all of my stuff and I walked right out.
Good for you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should never take any crap from anybody. No one is better than anybody. Like, if you ever are treated badly where you're at, there's always another job that you can get.
Yep.
Please don't ever feel like there's no other choice. I mean, there's got to be something out there. Obviously, don't quit right away if you can't, but
there's always somebody hiring. There's always somebody hiring.
Yeah.
There's never
the joy too of what we do is I've found a lot more confidence in just my daily life. Yes, I still have a day job, but I don't feel like I'm handcuffed to it in the same way that I have been in the past with no other opportunities.
Yeah.
Spend 3 months solid looking for a job and putting out application after application, 8 hours a day, 3 months, not getting a job. And I've been there and it's terrible. It's kind of soul crushing to be at that point. But having something else on the side, whether it's Uber, whether it's reselling, whether it's something you're selling on Etsy, whether I know some people just were talking about digital products, selling their digital products. Shagan, I think that was doing digital product. If you have stuff on the side, your job looks far less like an obligation now and more like something you can quit when you want to.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Gives you some control.
Yeah.
You're going to walk taller when you've got something else in addition because you can say, I don't need this.
You're less likely to put up with stuff.
I don't need you, boss. I don't need you, customer. And I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way. I learned it really, really like bad. My anxiety and my stress was so high, and I didn't know why I felt this way. And every time I was like on my way to work or on my way out, like I just felt this like tense or I never knew that I felt this way until I left, until I quit because I put my 2 weeks notice because I had found something better. And when I quit, I was like, oh my God, it was a job that had me this way. And I didn't know until I left. So that's why I tell anybody, if you are miserable or you're at, please look for something else. Like don't let anybody else treat you less than, you know what I just don't like that.
Exactly.
I want to tell you the lowest stress that I've had in the last like 4 years of my life was at FlipCon. It was at FlipCon. Did I sleep well at FlipCon? No, I slept like 3 hours a night at FlipCon. Did I constantly spend my day as an introvert talking to people all day long? Yes, I did. But I had the lowest stress of my life. I wasn't going at day job. And well, I got a break from the kids too. There's that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. You both had a little vacay.
I almost wonder if being away from the job was the biggest piece of it.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. And you're setting yourself up for success. That's the best part. And you always have the expertise of your job too. And that's the best part of it. We all of us do. All of us can always go back to wherever, like I said, there's always other jobs out there. There's never a lack of a job. You know, we can always step out of our door and go get a job. If we choose to go to McDonald's, we can go to McDonald's. We can go to Wendy's. We can go anywhere we want. If we need to or say want to, we can. We have that choice. And that's okay. And none of us are going to judge each other for it. And that's the best part, because our community is so amazing. If that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do, because we know this brings us joy and happiness. But if we still need to step out and say, you know, hey, I need to go to Burger King for a while. You know what? You go to Burger King, baby. We're going to still be here. We're going to have your back, because that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. But knowing this part, we're going to still be here and we're going to get your back, you know? And that's the best part about, you know, being this community, is that we're still going to have your back no matter what. And I know I keep saying I love y'all.
I agree. And it's funny when people say, oh, my job is secure. No, it's not. If something happens to you, you are replaceable the next day. All right. Yeah, exactly. So
and it really should be that way. It should be that way. The business is set up like a machine. If it wears out, you replace it with a fresh part. It kind of needs to be that way for an efficient commercial enterprise. But on the other hand, it's very much that you won't be missed for being you. You'll be missed because you were productive there. Which does give you a bit of perspective when you start thinking, what is my long-term goal of being at this company? The company sees me as productivity. Is that the same thing that I'm looking for? And when you start asking those questions, you maybe decide that the job means something different to you then than it did when you started.
Right.
Right. I heard it my whole life when people people that were afraid to become their own business owners or entrepreneurs are like, oh, it's just not a secure job. Like where I'm at, I'm secure. Like this is my secure, like my real job. And I'm like, is it though? You know, like, and then they'd realize, oh yeah, I could be replaced any minute.
Easily replaced for sure. I had two of them, not just one, but two, actually closed up shop, stopped operations. The business went out of business and nobody even took the time to call me. I showed up to work that morning and nobody opened the doors, and I waited around 20 minutes. Nobody's, what's going on here? The doors were shut and the lights were out forever. And
oh my gosh.
Didn't even tell me, not once, but twice. So what's insane. Secure about working for somebody else?
Exactly.
It's the illusion security.
Mary? Well, yeah, I mean, you know, if you're needing to go in for a surgery or if you get sick or whatever, like I have, you know, a bucket of smalls that I can sit here when I get sick and list from my, you know, lap and stick it up, make money still while I'm sick. And it doesn't take much brain power. But when you're working for somebody else, like the security of, I remember one year I was really battling sinus infections. We lived in an apartment complex that had cinder block walls. And so there was a lot of mold that we would have to keep down. And so I started getting sinus infections like every other month. And one of my employers was like, you know, are you quitting? What's going on? Why are you sick so much?
Wow.
And I said, I can't come in when my head feels like it's going to explode, you know? So like the security thing it's so ingrained in us. Like I was saying at the very beginning, it's so ingrained in us from the very beginning of our life that you need to go work for somebody else. What are you going to become when you grow up? And nobody really goes, well, I'm going to be an inventor, or I'm going to, you know, create my own business. And the very few people have that intuition from a very young age. I just want my kids to know that their value and their worth is in perseverance and self-discipline and getting out there and doing the hustle and doing the hard work, and then knowing that your value can be created on your own without somebody else telling you what it is or isn't.
Yes.
And there's an expression that we are human beings, not human doings. Like your value is in who you are and who you become, not in what you do.
Yep.
Right.
I love that.
I love that.
And it's not that college is bad for you, but I wish kids are taught, like, when you're in school, like, there's a lot of things that you can do outside of college. You don't have to go into debt. You don't have to do this or that. Like, there's so many options that kids could be taught, and not just be like, okay, after you go to high school, then you go straight to college, and then after college, you just get a job, and then you work 9 to 5, and then you get, you know, like you're like a robot, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just not.
And that too, to piggyback on that, and give them ways to pay for college, because some kids go in and they think, I'm not good enough to go to college because I don't have the money, and they won't go to college because they're scared. And so instead of you know, kind of, you know, teaching them how to get that money for college, you know, to say, okay, you know what, while you're in school, you can do this, this, and this. And you can learn how to pay for college. You can teach them how to do those grants.
There's so many scholarships.
Like at a younger age versus the senior year when everybody's scrambling. Teach them in the 9th grade. Teach them in the 10th, 11th, 12th grade. So that way they can start young for that big day that comes ahead, and then teach them that financial wellness and that and how to budget all those things. So if they do decide, they'll be ready for that. You know, if they go to tech school, or if they decide to do something else, then they can do those beautiful things with their beautiful mind. Because
if they do decide to go to college, teach them right as soon as you start high school. Hey, this is what you need to get into college. This is what you need to get scholarships. Like even during senior year, you can get college classes to advance. Like there's so many options. College, no college. I just, you know, there's
so many options. And not everybody's meant to go, but if you are and you're excited about it, don't, you know, it's so scary because some kids are like, well, I can't go because I don't have money. And it's like, but there's so much money out there, and there's, you know, to get, but they don't know how to get it, and they don't have the support to get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so, and they can do what we do, you know, or other things. They could do driving and things. There's just so much, there's so many gifts that they have inside of them that they just aren't aware of. And it's just so
my poor wife has had to deal with a guy that always takes stupid risks. However, we've always been taken care of. I always go head first. Yes, Lori, value is in who you are. I like that a lot.
That's the thing, man. Keith, we do calculated risk. That is really a large part of the business we're in.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with risk, but you do the numbers beforehand too to make sure it's going to work out.
Inherent value or intrinsic value.
Such good value. There's 2 A's in it.
I love that.
I went back to school a few times. I tried right out of high school, and it didn't work because I was paying for it myself, and it was a challenge. And then a couple times when the kids were here, and up here, listen to me like they weren't always here, right? They haven't left. And so, which I'm not mad at. But, you know, I tried a few times again to kind of go back to school, and, you know, things, it just, you know, constantly coming back to learn different things, you know, and to do different pieces for me, just for me. Right. And then now I have this, and this is a school of my own. Like I learn all the time. And you guys always say that too. It's like, we're always learning, which is,
Oh yeah.
So I have reseller classes all the time with you guys.
Absolutely.
There's always something to be learned here.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, like Isaac was helping me with shoes this summer. He was getting he found football pads that were in really good condition. He's got those up online right now. He, has just been helping out in little ways and selling his Nerf lot locally. And he started off the school with a couple $100 that would last him, for a little bit until the next thing flipped. So that he could go to these Friday night light football games for varsity. He could go grab pizza at lunch, and he can get the vending machine things. And so
that's awesome.
He's living up his best freshman year in high school, and it's because of the money that he made.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I keep saying this, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I love what Lori does with her grandkids, with her grandsons.
Yes,
she teaches them about making their own money. Like she gives them this amount of money, buy this, and you can make more money. Like she's literally teaching them about life. Them knowing. I love that so much. I think that's so important.
Well, it was fun, but they're still wondering when the money's coming because a lot of their stuff hasn't sold yet.
Well, there's a lesson in there too.
There is. There absolutely is.
And we're all waiting for payment to come through. 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days.
For sure.
Well, great. Yeah. So Isaac just made, I don't know if it's coming up.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Way to go.
There it is.
Hold on. Let me make it bigger.
So he just made 13. Okay. And then Abby,
I'll push it a little bit further back. There you go.
Abby won that one.
There.
I can't tell if the other one was free shipping, but I think Abby won that.
Is
that international?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this weekend, each one of them, they made enough to go have a fun thing this week if they wanted to go have a fun thing this week.
Yeah. I love that so much. I can't wait to
14 years old.
That's amazing.
14. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got to skedaddle. It's time to put the kids down.
Okay.
It was really fun getting to be with everybody here.
Thank you, Will.
Yes.
Thank you
Bye,
so
Will.
much.
Bye, Will.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Will.
Bye, Will. Bye, kiddos.
My puppy dog keeps joining me here.
Oh.
Now she won't do it.
Yeah, I just absolutely love that. Like you said with Lori, the best thing about that too is showing them, where their listings are and just, keep reminding them. It's just awesome. One of my friends had given me some items to sell, and it's kind of on consignment. And I said, I'm never doing it again. I'm never doing it again. I'm never doing it again. So. Anyways, never doing it again. I'm so dumb. Anyways, so she asked me recently. She's like, have you sold anything lately? And I'm like, you have my store. Go check it out. But I'm not like that. I don't say it like that. I'm just my thought bubbles are like that. But what comes out of my mouth is, no, I haven't sold anything lately. But you're welcome to check out my eBay store if you'd like. And, do you want me to send you my store again so you can keep checking on it? Or do you want me to show you your listings so you can keep a check on it? Oh, no, I was just curious. Like, I keep the money from you?
Mm-mm.
Have I ever?
Chewy was smart with somebody who told him that Chewy wanted him to sell something for the guy. Right. Tell the story while I go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I can cough.
And Chewy's on.
All right. So this is actually a coworker of mine. So basically he was, I've been telling him since I came back from FlipCon and everything, and I told him, I said, oh my God, like this thing blew my mind for me to, how, to do stuff. So, but then he started asking me, oh man, you know what? I want to since now you're talking about this and all that, I said, man, I was like, maybe you can help me sell something from my house. I was like, all right, you want to do a consignment deal? He was like, what's that? I was like, well, something that we both have to agree on, and then take a percentage of whatever you sell. Like, let's say, what do you want to sell? He said something about a weed whacker. I'm like, okay, how much you want to sell it for? He was like, we were like going back and forth. He goes, okay, well, I can take it and I'll list it, but this is the percentage I want. And then when I told him, he was like, oh, so it's going to be like 80-20? I'm like, yeah, I get the 80, you get 20, because I'm doing the work. He was like, no, man, like, no, that's not 50-50. I was like, no. I was like, I'm doing the work. You're going to get a cut. That's it. And he was like, nah, no, don't worry about it. He just backed up on the consignment quick.
Yeah. Good. And you're like, good luck trying to find somebody it's just going to sit there then, dude. Then what are you going to do with it?
Yeah. But the thing is, right now, because now I've been talking to him, but I've been talking to his wife, because his wife is she just got let go from FedEx.
Oh.
Yeah, because she had a work injury that she slipped on the stairs during the winter time and messed up her foot and ankle. Now she cannot walk and stand the same. And right now they're in the middle of a lawsuit because FedEx unlawfully let her go. And she tried to look for work within the company, but she couldn't do it. So I've been talking to her about reselling, so she's interested, but right now she's thinking about it. But she likes the idea, so I'm trying to convert her.
I like that. Convert her.
I do have a consignment client that I do 50-50 with. I would never do that again for someone else, but she's a long-time client of our veterinary business, probably been a client for 15 years.
Okay.
And my husband made the agreement, not knowing that I would never have agreed to 50-50.
Oh gosh.
But it's worked out okay, because we started with her Scentsy. She was a Scentsy seller, and she had an entire closet, like rows and rows of Scentsy's. So I started with those, sold all those. Her other closet was full of Coach and Dooney and Bork purses and shoes. I have yet to touch the shoes. I took around this time last year, I took home 40 purses.
Oh my God.
I have one left. I've sold them all. So 50-50 when it's $150 purse, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sure, I would have loved 70%, but 50% they sold right before Christmas last year.
That's awesome.
So, but I told him, I was like, don't ever agree to 50-50 for anybody else. I'll keep it with her for that because she has good stuff.
Yeah.
And she's very easy to deal with. And I just sell her money when it sells, and she doesn't ask me about it. Like, you're a lady.
Good. Yeah.
It's been okay, but
yeah,
I wouldn't choose that percentage.
I did it with my parents, and it did not work very well.
Yeah.
I just gave her $300, and then that was it. I was like,
my mom just gives me stuff.
Yeah, what's the stuff?
I was like, just give me the items, and then I'm not going to sell it no more for you guys. You know.
Yeah.
Lori, would you, Happy Picker, would you ever consider doing consignment?
I've done it a couple times. I guess I'm not charging enough. I've done like 40%, which I guess I was thinking like estate sales take 40% roughly. So
yeah. Well, the way I looked at it is, would I pay the amount that I have to give her? That's like my sourcing costs. That's the way I looked at it. So if I would pay $40 to make $40 profit, then it's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I said 80.
Yeah.
That's why I said 80. And was like, nope, I'm not doing 80.
I've done consignment twice. I've done it for my neighbor.
Jessie.
And about a month into having her stuff listed, it was over 100 items that I had added to my store, and I got it up for her right away. And like about a month and a half later, she asked for it back, even though we set up at the very beginning. I said, once you hand it off to me, I'm not delisting it and giving it back to you. It's going to sit, because that's a lot of work that I have to do to get it up there and listed. And then she asked for it all back because she's in a tight financial position. And instead of like, I just delisted it all, and I walked it over.
Yeah.
Wipe my hands of it, because and lesson learned on my end. Like I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
Yeah.
But and I did it for one other friend, and the other friend of mine, because I was brand new to reselling, she had the entire collection of the Hallmark. It's not Snow Babies, but it's the other one with the little penguins, and little.
I don't know which one.
What were they? Anyway, they were from like the early 80s. And if you have the entire collection, then they're worth a couple $1,000s.
Oh,
like
wow.
the very first ornament that was ever released in that series is worth $600 alone.
Whoa.
And so she consigned the whole collection so that she can have some travel money. And I think I did like a 30-70. So I took 30 and then she gave her 70. And that's what boosted my store. So I was learning. I had high sell-through rate items right away, a high dollar item, and I had things that were going out like super quick, and it boosted my store. And that's what allowed me to soar in this business.
That's amazing.
So like I have really good and then really like not so good experience with consignment.
Yeah, we've talked about it, and I'm not like rushing to make it happen, but I am curious to see how a consignment would work out and how it would go, just to have that experience. But we'd really have to be very, very meticulous.
To be on paper with blood and everything.
Yeah,
I would advise not to do it.
The other thing I did like about it, though, is that, you know, my sourcing time is so tricky with my kids' schedule and my schedule. So I felt like if I can go to this one person's house and come home, I mean, I had to put the seats of my van down. I filled the entire back of the van twice, different times. So to me, to go one place and get all that, and then I've got stuff to list for the next month. I don't know. It worked out.
And I know that there's some people that do that for a living. Like they just do consignments and that's their income, and it works really well for them. So I don't know. I'm just curious.
I think maybe it has to be somebody you're not as close with that's going to be asking you about it.
Exactly.
For sure.
Like lives right next door.
Yeah. For sure.
Where my money?
Like lives right there.
Puppy dog.
For sure.
This is Daisy.
Yeah, for sure. My gosh.
Oh my goodness. All right, ladies. So time is up. I don't want to take y'all's time anymore because you guys are amazing and you stayed the 2 hours with us.
Yay. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday, ladies. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Rachel and Will and Ryan and Christine and Crissy and Melanie and everybody that commented and wanted to hang out with us. But thank you so much, ladies. I love y'all so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful week. And we'll see you guys in all the streams, okay?
Bye, guys.